And we're back
Yes,
again, back in your head tops. It's
yes,
the
yes.
Sports After Party podcast. How you doing, Afo?
Hey, I'm good, bro. I'm good. It's good to kind of get back talking sport. A lot's going on at the moment. Obviously, you got Super Bowl coming up real soon. I'm excited, man. I'm real excited. How are you doing?
Definitely. I'm good, man. I'm good. Off to Amsterdam on Friday. Gonna go see some customers. Gonna go sell some deals, make
Yeah,
some of that good stuff.
nice.
So yeah,
First
man, that's
time?
that's the idea. Sorry?
First time?
No. I've been to Amsterdam a few times now. But first time for business, so it's good. I'm looking forward to it, man.
How are you dealing with the cold? I should ask you that to begin with.
Oh my gosh, man.
How are you
I need
feeling?
to get out of here. I need to get out of this country, man. The cold is too much. And it's weird, like maybe it's because now I'm 30, I'm feeling the cold, right?
You're back.
You're not
You're
saying
back.
that cold, don't let that cold enter your chest, bro. That cold has entered my chest. It
Bruh.
is living there rent free. It's awful. I hate it. I can't lie. I used to
Yeah.
love winter as well. I remember at school, I was like,
Really?
yeah. I remember everyone used to say that, that's when you can show like your fashion and put your layers on and da 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 da. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's rubbish. That's
A
rubbish.
lot of nonsense. There's a lot
Mhm.
of nonsense. Nah, man. Nah, man. It's not for
What
me.
about you? What are you saying?
Yeah, all good. All good. It's yeah, I'm not like you. I enjoy the sun. I've always enjoyed warm weather. In our house, Ben and I only turn on the heating when we have guests. So so right now we're shaking. Ben's room is a lot colder than mine. But yeah, man, just trying to survive. Layers on.
Well, have you
Ben's
seen those mini
Ben's sleeps with a
fans?
woolly hat. What's that?
Those mini heaters that like you attach it like the small ones, right?
What to the wall?
Apparently
The
to the
plug.
wall or something, to a
Yeah.
plug,
Yeah.
and it like warms up the whole room.
Yes, I've got a mini heater in my room.
But you know the mini ones I'm talking about, the ones that you just plug
Yeah.
into the
So we've got
walls.
yeah. So we have one in my family house. So yeah, I'm familiar with.
Okay,
With
okay,
so it
okay.
does.
Do they work?
They work. They do work.
Does it?
They do
That
work.
must be a
But at
good
the
way
same
to
time,
save
it's
save on those bills.
the bills. The bills. To fair, this month is the first time where I've been a bit irresponsible with it, and I've just been leaving it on
Mad.
hours. So we'll see what the bill's saying this month. Even
But like this really does remind me of my dad used to say like back in the day, and now I actually understand it. Like we would open the windows where we've got the heating on.
though.
He was like, "That's just throwing money out the window. They're just throwing money." And I was just like, I only get it now.
But bro,
I only
that's
get
as you
it
get
now, man.
older, you realize things more and more. And yeah, I think back again, similar in my house. Like if we could leave the light on and be in another room, we could open
Mm.
a window and just to kind of like, oh, dad, we just want fresh air.
Yeah.
And doing all those little things. And obviously, the moment you start paying bills and there's responsibilities, everything now, like, yeah, everything,
Yeah,
you
man.
pay attention to everything. So I absolutely hear it, man.
Do you pay these bills?
You
Do
pay
you
the
pay
bill.
these bills?
Ah,
Now you do. Now you do. So you feel it, man.
feel it.
Bloody hell.
You feel it, man.
Bloody hell, man. Go on, bro. So what's happening in the world of sport today? Oh, did you see I know we want to cover a bit of NFL, but
Yeah,
did you
gone.
see Lewis Summit moving? He's part of
Oh,
the
hey, I
international.
completely forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah, man. He's part of the international program to join the NFL.
yeah.
That's exciting. I'm happy for the guy.
Very exciting. I think, and I'm assuming he's probably going to go for like wide receiver. I'm assuming that's a position he would want to play. Again, I
That'd make
think
the most sense, I reckon.
yeah, I think he'll be a good route runner. I'm intrigued to know what his hands are like. I don't know if he's got great hands.
Mhm.
So that's what that position is for. But again, he's going very young. He's going there when he's what, 23? So again,
Yeah, I think he's 22 years old right now,
22.
right? So
Yeah. So it's a great
when you
opportunity.
think about it, he's
Sure.
actually achieved so much in rugby in the space of in the space of 22 years. Like he's been on one World Cup, he's been to a Lions tour, he's been a part of the Six Nations on several occasions. I think he has quite a few caps for Wales as well.
Yeah.
So it makes perfect sense to go and
Yeah. I've got a
try
question.
your dreams.
So you mentioned that he's had a good career or successful career. Not successful. What word did you use? You see a good career?
I think he's had a good career so far, yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if he's won anything. I don't think he's won anything on international or club level.
Yeah, so I mean, he's won a Six Nations, right?
Okay, so Wales have won a Six Nations with
Well,
him.
also won a Six Nations.
Fair enough.
He's gone to a, and I think when you play for a team that's not France, Ireland,
England. Yeah.
Even South Africa. You do have to temper.
Mad, you left England out of that.
Well, England
Put
haven't
some
won
respect on
stuff
the
for
name, bro.
the expectation England, yeah, fair. The expectation is still very high. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, I just think that when you play for a country like Wales, the expectation is to be competitive at the Six Nations, and then everything else is a bonus.
Yeah.
So I think he's done. I think he's done pretty well. And being on a Lions tour is not an easy feat either.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think his chances are of making it?
Oh, slim to none.
Oh, really? You don't
Slim to
believe him?
none.
You don't believe in him?
Still, I don't believe in him. I think he when you watch him play, he is lightning quick. But
Mm.
in America, bro, they have like potential Olympians playing in the NFL in terms of speed, right?
Yeah.
Like at college level, almost all of their college athletes are sub 10 in the 100 meters. You run the 100 meters, you know how
Yeah.
difficult that is. But in America, they seem to have 100-meter sprinters just coming out of thin air.
Bro, is that
So,
water? Is that chicken? Is the chicken is the water? Something in
you
their system.
know, so I'm very much of the opinion that he's going up against people that have done this since they were kids. And I think you do it in reverse, right?
Mm.
An NFL athlete coming to play in rugby union, I think they would struggle as well. So I'm not confident that he'll make it, but good on to him. Good luck to him, and I hope he does. I want him to. I want him to. I want him to be in a massive success, enjoy himself.
Yeah.
Well, what does he have to lose? What does he have to lose? You're 22.
And come
What do you
back.
have to lose?
You can come back. Yeah. You
Exactly,
can.
man.
Who did it recently? Wade. Wade did it, and
Christian Wade.
he was on the practice squad for the Buffalo Bill. I want to say the Bills. I think it was the Bills.
Yeah, it was the Bills. Remember that try he scored? Try
Touchdown.
he scored.
Touchdown.
That touchdown.
Yeah.
Bro, that was incredible. Like I remember that on that practice squad that he scored, and to be able to do just that
Yeah.
is, and then you got Christian Scott Williamson as well, who was part of the Steelers. I think he had a pretty bad injury, so that's why he
Okay, I'm not
potentially.
familiar with it. Christian Scott Williamson.
So he used to play for Worcester when they were around in the Prem, and there was this huge hit he made, right, and like huge tackle,
Yeah.
and it went viral, and I think that's where like he got scouted by the international program.
Okay.
He's a pretty big guy as well, so that obviously helps.
Yeah.
Um, and he went through the international program, but unfortunately he didn't make it either. But he was part of the Steelers setup, which to get that far is pretty impressive.
So which one do you think is more difficult? Going from rugby to American football or American football to rugby? Those are two different sports, but
It's
nation.
it's difficult because we have seen people try to go from rugby to the NFL. We haven't seen too many players go from the NFL to rugby. So if I look at someone like Hayden Smith, who's someone who used to play for Saracens, I think he did it, but I don't think he was like a top player. But also, like, why would you? Why would you? Like, if you're
Yeah,
an
don't make
established
your money,
NFL
man. Don't make your
American
money.
football player, why the hell would you throw that away to
Don't waste your time.
come and go to Welford Road and play at
Yeah,
stadiums that are half empty? Not me bad mouthing rugby, but
yeah.
the level of notoriety that you get from the NFL is a different level. Really, really interesting fact, right?
Go on.
I spoke to my cousin Benno. He's a huge NFL fan.
Yeah.
We were at his place for New Year's. We were watching the Baltimore Ravens, and he told me that the total value of one NFL franchise is more than the entire Premier League.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
You're not surprised by that?
I'm not surprised
Wow.
by that. Now, who
Manchester
got that?
United, for example, that is a brand all over the world. People play football all over the world. Yet the NFL is way bigger than
Wait,
the
sorry. Are you saying bigger
entire
than?
Premier
Are you
League.
talking about rugby, as in bigger than every other rugby team,
No, I'm
or?
talking about football,
Oh, nah.
Premier League.
Oh, no. What he said that one NFL team franchise is worth more than the whole 20 Premier League teams.
Bro. Okay. Let's
Yeah,
let's
no,
let's
that's
let's let's do
incorrect.
that. No. I might actually hold on. Let me misquote this guy.
No, but
What he might have said was
United
that
and Dallas Cowboys are like the
what
same.
he might have said was that the NFL is worth more than the top three other sports leagues put together. The entire NFL is more than the top three sports leagues. Let's
Ah,
let me
actually,
do some research while we're live and direct.
yeah,
You
we're live
know,
and direct. But I disagree. I disagree.
no. So
I think
NFL
if you said
value,
one team is worth more than every Premier League team in rugby, then I would say yeah. But I'm pretty certain it's always between Dallas Cowboys, Real Madrid, and Man United. Who's like the most valuable sports club in the world?
okay, bro. So the average value of the entire league is 163 billion.
Okay.
That's the NFL. Okay.
NFL.
Okay. Let me get the Premier League.
So what are the three most valuable sports leagues in the world? So would it be NBA, Premier League?
Yeah, I would say the Premier League, the NFL, probably the NBA.
Actually, Major League
Um,
Baseball as well.
mhm, mhm.
Major League Baseball.
Probably Major League Baseball. But let's see. So the entire value of the Premier League, bruv, this is
The value of Major League Baseball.
oh, this is terrible podcasting for the
Yeah,
fans.
we're
But
really operating on
but
vibes right
how
now.
much are the entire Premier League? Blah, 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 blah. Premier League value entirely.
You know what? Maybe we'll come back on this. Maybe we'll do another
Yeah,
EP.
we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. But
I'm intrigued.
okay, yeah. 11 billion.
What Premier League?
Premier League, 11 billion.
Interesting.
Can you imagine? The
Interesting.
entire Premier League is worth 11 billion, but the entire NFL is worth 116.
Man.
That wow. See that how crazy is that?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Because what we forget is that each in the Premier League we have about 4 or 5 clubs,
The heavy hit.
maybe worth like a billion.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, you've got like all of them are worth several billions.
Yeah.
All the teams are worth for several billions. Even the someone like the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars, yeah. They're still a valuable team as well.
Exactly. So
Okay, yeah.
that
I'd say
just
Ben weren't capping then. He weren't capping there.
mm, mm.
Okay.
But anyway,
Yeah.
we've got some playoff NBA no NFL to
NFL
discuss.
champ. Yeah. It's next weekend is gonna or this upcoming weekend is gonna be huge. Absolutely massive for football. You've got the Detroit Lions up against who the Detroit. So Detroit Lions are up against
49ers. And
what's up?
then you've got the Ravens up against the Chiefs.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's I'm looking forward to both. Like the Detroit Lions have had an unbelievable year with their coach. I think beginning of the year, no one would have expected them to get to the place that they're in right now. You think about them trading for Jared Goff, and when that trade was done, everyone's saying like, "Damn, Jared Goff is another bust as a first round pick." Career is going to essentially go into the graveyard that is Detroit Lions, and the thing that they've been able to kind of flip it around in a short period of time over the last few years is amazing. So earlier we're looking at the last few years or the last since 1997, Detroit Lions have had like 5 winning seasons, bro.
Ah,
Five
well,
seasons.
I
So
it's funny you say that because I was watching Bye Bye Barry on
okay,
Amazon on
yeah.
Barry Bonds and like
Well, but
what are the
Saunders.
sorry? Yeah,
Well, Saunders.
Barry Sanders.
Okay.
And the one of the things that people were saying that one of the reasons that he quit was just because like he was just tired of losing, just tired for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah, bro. Imagine lose again. I've never really been a part. I've never been a part of a team that loses every game. Like again, I'm just thinking like, what does that feel like as an athlete, as a player, knowing that you prepared for the game, you know you've lost your last 15, 16, 17 games. Do you go to next game thinking this week is going to be our chance, or
yeah.
or do you generally just go? Just does it get to a point where you just show up and you just know you know what the inevitable is?
Well, bro, I have been a part of
Yeah.
a team recently
Hey, tell us your story,
for a
bro.
team, so I'm at Harrow. we have had losing seasons for like the past, I can't even say how many years, but for a very long time. And you do just get into like this massive rut of just acceptance that you're just not a very good team. And it's so hard to switch out of that mentality. So this year, we're having, my retirement year, we're having one of our best seasons, right? We're in the playoffs, and we're doing well.
Yeah.
But when you're in the depth of a losing season, you just feel like there's no hope. You feel like people start not turning up to training. People start doing things like stays cool. You get into bad habits.
Yeah.
Just like winning is a habit, losing is a habit. So it's incredibly hard to get out of, man. So for Detroit to go from that to where they are now, incredible.
Yeah. No, it is incredible. And it's going to be a huge, huge game. Obviously, the favorites are the 49ers. I believe the game is going to be played at San Francisco. But yeah, it's a huge, huge game. As a bet, well, I'm not a betting man, but if I was a betting man, a part of me feels as if Detroit might do it, man. A part of me feels that Detroit might do it,
Mm.
especially because, again, Debo Samuel, he's kind of 50-50. So one of the wide receivers for the 49ers. And there's like evidence to show that Purdy's play drops off whenever he's not playing. And there's this big
Mm.
chance that he might not play, or if he does play, he's going to be very, very limited. Again, he has a shoulder injury. And he injured that shoulder last week in the last playoff game. So if he doesn't play, and it looks likely that he won't be a key factor in the game or play at all, I think that could give the Detroit Lions a little bit of a boost. And well, not boost. It can make it a bit more level,
Mm.
a bit more of a level playing field. And I just feel like with just the emotions, just the fact that Michigan won the college football championship this year as well.
Mhm, mhm.
Detroit being in the semifinals for like the first time, like when you're hearing numbers of like since I think it's 1970 something, like when you're hearing those kind of numbers and just the way everything is lining up, bro. I watched that game last week, or last weekend, Detroit Lions and
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. I don't know, I'm going blank on all the teams, but yeah, Buccaneers. And that game was epic, absolutely epic. Obviously, Baker did his thing, but just the way the crowd was vibing, just the way everything just kind of worked out. A part of me feels as
Yeah,
if the
it's
Lions
just meant to be.
it might
But
it might just might
so
be, man, meant
the
to be.
only issue I have is that you don't know how to win until you win. And I'm worried that the pressure of, as you said, not being a winning team for so long, not being this far into the playoffs for so long, getting to a NFL conference championship, will they be able to stand up to the pressure?
So one thing you should know as well, Jared Goff, who's the quarterback for the Detroit Lions, he's been to a Super Bowl before. So he's been through this before with the LA Rams.
Mhm.
So that's the one position you would probably be a bit worried about. Your quarterback, can he handle the pressure of that moment?
Mm.
Again, I think it helps that they're going into the game as the underdogs.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just feel like it feels as if each game they've played, they've kept their emotions in check. And I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to sport. Like, can you manage your emotions? Can you not give away loads of penalties? You don't get like players not getting kicked out of the game. And they've been able to do that so far. Obviously, it helped that the last two playoff games have been played at their home ground.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of pressure on the 49ers for this. Like, they've gone big this season. They brought in Chase Young to go on the other side of Nick Bosa. So they've invested heavily. Like, it's have to win now, now, now. And
Mm.
Mr. McCaffrey's killing it. Again, he's had a great season. He's probably going to come second in the MVP voting after Lamar Jackson. But yeah, for me, with the way Detroit are looking, I think Detroit have a great, great chance. Have a great
Mm.
chance. Obviously
So
for
so you're taking Detroit?
Detroit, again, and for entertainment purposes, I would prefer it to be 49ers Ravens. But I think Detroit might find a way, bro. I think Detroit might just find a way.
Okay, okay. So you're going for Detroit. Now, who are you going out of the Ravens and the Chiefs?
It's a tough one for me, Jay, because I, I want it to be Lamar so badly. And I'm hoping and I'm praying for the guy that he can make it happen. He's had to deal with so much adversity from entering the league, people telling him he should go try out as a wide receiver on draft day. I was watching a video where people asked him why didn't he run the 40 at the end of at the pro day on draft day, not draft day, but combine, and he was saying that because he was being told that he should try it as a receiver, so he didn't want to show his athletic ability because he felt that if that's all they would have seen, they would have seen him as a fast athlete who should play up running back, wide receiver, or be a kick return. So I feel like with what he had to deal with last season as well with the whole contract situation, I just hope he can make it happen. But with all of that being said, I feel as if Patrick Mahomes, he just finds a way every single time. Even last week against the Bills looked better for me most of the game, and still Patrick Mahomes was able to kind of see it through in the moments. And even though it was a kick that kind of let down the Bills, it just feels like Patrick Mahomes always seems to kind of come through in the end. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be let down this weekend. And Mahomes might potentially get to his.
Let's talk about Paddy. He's going to get to his fourth Super Bowl. Let's talk about Paddy then. You think he is comparable to Tom Brady?
I won't say yet. But he's very much on the path and on his way. Like when you compare where Tom Brady was this far into his career and where Patrick Mahomes is, I don't think Tom Brady had even won an MVP at this point. Mahomes has won two. He's won 2 Super Bowls MVPs. He's been to the finals 3 times. And the one loss was against Tom Brady. I feel like if he goes on to win it again, if he goes on to win it this year, that's 4 more to go. And he hasn't even touched 30 yet, bro. So when you take into consideration that the wide receivers have been pants this year for the Chiefs, they've kind of been relying heavily on Kelsey, and then Rice has kind of come on the back end of the season.
Yeah.
A lot of it has been Patrick Mahomes having to be Superman at times. Obviously, they've had a great defense. Yeah, I think they've got like top 3 defense in this year, but the offense has not been as good as previous years. So I feel as if the Chiefs are kind of like they're just managing and making things work. Like no one was expecting them to get this far in the playoffs, and somehow they've done it again.
Yeah.
Somehow they've done it again. So that's why for me, I think Patrick Mahomes very much is on the path. Again, it also depends on the head coach. How long does he stay for? Does he stay to try and beat Tom Brady's record? Again, that's something to take into consideration as well.
Yeah. So I remember watching the Kansas City Chiefs, this time around, what was this? It was last year, just around, like, I think September time. Yeah, September time. That's when I was in Kansas City at a wedding, and we watched them play. I remember who it was. They managed to get through the win, but it was exactly as you said, bro. They were struggling to get by in comparison to previous years where everything was firing on all cylinders. The wide receivers were on fire, defense was going well. This year they've had to just scrape by and win games just any way they can, and that's a really good sign of a team that can win ugly. So do we think they could potentially win ugly against the Ravens?
And the pressure is crazy, bro. Like I think all the pressure is on Lamar Jackson and the Ravens because they're the favorites to win the whole thing right now. If Lamar doesn't get it done, then the questions start popping up again. Is he just a running quarterback? Can he handle the pressure? Is he good enough? So that's my biggest concern for him. Is that if he's going to be able to kind of keep his composure, and hopefully he can get his throws off well. His passing is like his passing's on point. He can run well. And if he does, I think if Lamar can ball out, then okay, they've won. But it just depends on how well they prepare for Lamar. And I anticipate that defense is going to be ready for him. Out of interest, so I was looking at the previous results between Lamar and Patrick Mahomes. Again, the Ravens versus the Chiefs. So first time they played each other, 2018, 27-24. The Chiefs won in overtime. Then the following year, Chiefs versus the Ravens. Chiefs won 33-28. The following year after that, the Chiefs, so 2020, Chiefs won 34-20. And then the most recent time they played against each other, 2021, the Ravens won 36-35. So every single
This
game,
games are close. These
close.
days, it's
Apart
gonna be
from
a good
one,
game,
every
man.
game has been close.
Yeah, we gotta watch this, man.
I'm watching. I think it's at 8 o'clock UK time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I want to get my popcorn ready for this one. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward for
Big,
this. This is
big.
gonna be good.
It's gonna be epic, bro.
No, I love that. I mean, and I wonder who has. You say that the Ravens have more pressure,
Yeah.
but I wonder, I wonder who if it is actually the Ravens or whether Patrick feels more pressure because you just said it like people are comparing him to what he's done right now is greater than any other quarterback, right? This early in his career. So he does need to continue winning to build on that legacy. You can't just all of a sudden be named the great one or the next one and then not be winning in these type of games. So I wonder who feels it a little bit more.
I think you have to take in consideration the pieces that Lamar Jackson has. Mahomes doesn't have the same attacking quality that he had in previous years. I believe he's one of his guards, one of his offensive linemen, who's a Pro Bowl, who's going to be an All Pro this year, is potentially going to be out for the game as well. So again, so that's another thing for Patrick Mahomes to deal with. So um, receivers have dropped passes all year. Kelsey seems to be like the only consistent person that you can rely on. Rice has had a good second half of the season. So for me, I feel like all the pressure's on Lamar because apart from his tight end, Andrews, who went down earlier in the season, they've pretty much got everything. And then I guess the running backs, but they've recently just signed Dalvin Cook. Who's absolute beast, was with the Jets earlier this season, but before that, had a great career with the Minnesota Vikings. He's now part of the setup there as well in the running back position. So I think all the pressure's on Lamar, bro. Like they've got the number one defense this season, the regular season. He's got the receivers. He's got Zay Flowers. He's got OBJ. He's got who else he got? Bateman. He's got Quickly now, who's again is playing really, really well for them. So he's got all these guys and all these pieces. Like it's set up for him to win the whole thing, bro. And he's at home as well. He's playing at home. So I think
this is it.
This is it. All the pressure is on him. They're saying that next they won't be able to sign some of the key defensive pieces of this season. So the team could decline on the defensive side next season. So, this is it. This is his moment. This is his time. And people are saying like, like if he wins this and he goes on to win the Super Bowl, does this then make him a top 10 QB of all time? Because that means he now has 2 MVPs and would have a Super Bowl.
I think he's definitely the greatest talent of all time. I don't think that makes him the greatest. I think he's still got a long way to go because I think whenever you look at the greatest, you look at sustained
greatness,
excellence, and we've seen that from. I think that's why people now are willing to have the conversation about LeBron and MJ. I think that's why now people identify Tom Brady as the number one. So I believe that you need to have a bit more sustained. And I just want to take a really, really quick side note about OBJ. And I just have so much love for players that are willing to take a backseat role as they get older.
Paid though.
No, of course he's getting paid, but
paid him well.
Yeah, but players like Andre Iguodala, who they come into the league and they're actually the guy for their teams. You got players like Dwight Howard come in, they're the guy, and they are accepting of the role that they have to play in their team. But then you look at someone, unfortunately, like Carmelo Anthony is my favorite player of all time. And he was very much unwilling to take that back seat until he was forced into taking the back seat when he got into his latter stages. So
I think
shout out to
Carmelo is
OBJ, man.
different. Carmelo is different to Iguodala, bro. Like, so whenever
No, of
whenever I
course,
hear
of
Iguodala,
course.
I always think about Kellerman saying that he would want Iguodala to take the final shot. If the aliens if the aliens were pointed at Earth, I'd see. I'd see they said Iguodala.
Yeah, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
Carmelo is different, and the reason why I have to stand up for Carmelo here is like, bro, when you've been a superstar from high school, and not just like star, super duper star since high school, you've gone to college, superstar, won the championship in college as well, come into the league, superstar. Like, bro, it's not easy to be a star, like, and then someone to say, bro, we need you to do less. Like, we need you to be a lesser player. Like, we don't want to use you as much. Like, it's not easy to take on. It's not easy to do that, bro. I don't think
It's not.
it's not
It's
easy.
not. But I think, you know, when you look, and you know what, maybe I'm classifying Carmelo with some of the, like, he was a superstar. Maybe these guys were just stars. But I think was a superstar when he came into the league, right? And
He
now,
made himself.
bro, you remember that catch?
Yeah, no, he made us. He made himself a star.
Yeah,
For the Giants, he made himself a star.
yeah. All right, bro. So tell me, Ravens, Chiefs. Who you going with?
Genevieve, this one's hard, very hard, very hard. Do you know what? I'm going to speak positively into the world and put it out there. Ravens.
Ravens. Okay, okay. So we're having a Ravens Lions Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I
Ravens.
love that. I
That'll be
love that,
good,
man.
man.
That'll
That'll
be
be
good. To be honest, I just want to. I love it when players get their flowers. I love watching greatness, and I
good.
do just want to see Lamar Jackson pick up that Super Bowl MVP, that Super Bowl, and because once you have won, you're set. Like
Yeah.
no one can say
No
rubbish.
one
You
can
know,
say. No one can say
no one can
nothing.
say
I know
anything.
Cam Newton, bro. So you know Cam Newton's got his own podcast that he does now, and he's
I'm
called
not a fan.
Fourth
I'm
and
not a
One.
fan.
Um,
I'm not. Shall I tell you why I'm not a fan?
go on, go on.
Because I just feel like maybe that's just his personality, but I don't like. I don't know. You remember when he came into the league? Maybe he was pretending to be something he wasn't. But I remember clean cut.
Oh no, he's always
Um,
been arrogant. He's always had that
no,
arrogance.
no, 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 no. But he was arrogant. He was confident, but it was like refined. Now I feel like he's just having the wrong type of host on his show. He's like a he's like a dumbed down Club Shay Shay.
Oh, okay, no. So he's got two. So he's got that one, the Cam Newton one.
Mhm.
So he's got that one. He's got one called Fourth and One, where it's just him and one of his boys in like in the background.
Okay.
So the one you're talking about, like, yeah, is like the kind of people he has on that one is random and not really for me. But the one where he just talks about football,
Yeah.
it's quite interesting because he had a conversation on there a couple of weeks ago where he said people like Brock Purdy, um, I'm going blank, guy from the Dallas Cowboys,
Mhm.
QB for the Dallas Cowboys, Dak,
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott as well. They were saying players like that are game managers and not game changers. And it was like a massive conversation in the NFL where people were saying, like, does Cam have a right to talk on these type of topics? And the reason why I brought Cam up is because when you win a Super Bowl, people can't chat to you as much because he didn't win. People will try and like credit him every single opportunity.
Yeah, man. That is so true.
And
That
yeah,
is so true.
that season he had
Especially
was crazy.
combine his outlandish personality with the fact that he hasn't won
He didn't win
a
it.
Super Bowl. Then yeah, it you're right. You're right. People do it opens you up to criticism that you're probably better than he's probably better than 90% of the quarterbacks that ever played in the NFL.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because
Do
you
you-
don't have that chip.
So someone said to him, someone said on one of the TV shows in the States that Dak Prescott has had a better career than Cam Newton so far.
No, no.
And
No way.
that's
No way.
literally, when I heard it,
No
all I
way.
was thinking was, you are trying to trigger this man.
Yeah.
You are trying to trigger this guy. That there's no way you can say
How did he react?
huh?
How did he react?
He kind of challenged the guy back saying,
He didn't just blow up then.
yeah. So he took a couple low blows, but it wasn't anything crazy. Came back with facts, and then the guy came back with a couple of facts as well. But he was like, "Yeah, like, I don't know what you're talking about. Dax definitely had a better career than you," and he just came back like, "Nah, that's not possible. You can't just say that. You cannot include my rushing touchdowns."
Yeah.
As that was a part of my game. So,
Bro, this guy made the dad famous.
bro,
Bro,
do you know
people were doing that stuff in
even
rugby.
Superman, bro?
The Superman. Oh gosh, no, no. And he was great. He was great. I think maybe I was a bit harsh at the beginning when I was talking about his personality wise. I think his like knowledge of the game is unreal. Like I still remember that seminar or like he was up on stage and I can't remember what it was. It was years ago. He was in front of like an audience,
Yeah, yeah.
and he
Clean
was just
shaven. I think it was clean as
clean
well.
shave. That was it. That was clean shaven, Cam.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of these hairstyles. I just should
yeah,
chop it
yeah.
up.
Spoken
Very
like
very
a
short.
real uncle.
Bro, I'm an uncle now, bro. I just want a nice and sharp. That's what I
Ah,
like. I just like a
very
sharp,
smart.
very smart. Good boy. That's what I like. But he was just breaking down. 22,
Yeah, yeah,
and he was saying what all that meant, and I was like, wow, that's incredible, man. So yeah, shout out Cam.
yeah.
But cool, bro. That was a nice one, man. I enjoyed. You were
That's
educating me. You were educating me this week, man. I was obviously I've been following the league in and out, but
good.
you've been on your American football this year.
Man, I've been loving it. Sunday evenings again. I love it, man. Absolutely love it, and it's been a good season,
Yeah,
real good season. And I think what's great as well as I guess as black guys, it's great to see that a lot of the best quarterbacks in the league at the moment are black, bro. Like you got CJ Stroud,
yeah.
who played unbelievable with the Texans against the Ravens last week. You got Patrick Mahomes again, who's absolutely killing it. Dak Prescott, even though like Dak's is a bit of a shaky one in terms of like if he's good. Again, you got Dak kind of
You got
doing it.
Russell.
You got Russell Wilson. Again, he didn't have the best season. And there's rumors about so apparently, and we're going to finish in a second, but apparently the where's he gone to? Denver Broncos said to him that if he doesn't agree to a lesser contract or renegotiate his contract, then they were going to bench him. And apparently they said that
Ah,
to him in like game not like maybe I think like game 10 or game 9 or week
yeah.
9 10. And that information only came back, I think, the last 2-3 games of the season. And Russell
Right now.
basically came on TV and said that's exactly what happened. So
Wow.
so it's very messy at the moment with the Denver Broncos.
They don't. They don't. I heard that he's not liked in Denver.
He's not because
From his
I think it's
teammates as
his
well.
personality.
Yeah.
The coach doesn't like him. I think when
Apparently,
he
he like
well,
secludes himself from the rest of the
yeah.
team. Tries
So
to
apparently when
separate
he first
himself.
came in, he had like his own office and stuff like that. That's very rare. A player would have his own office.
Mm,
So I think all those little things maybe rubbed some of the players up the wrong way, especially when we're not winning. Like
yeah.
if we're winning, then yeah, do whatever you want. But when we're not winning, it's a problem.
No,
So
it's a big problem.
it's a
Big
big
problem.
problem. But yeah, man, it's going to be a big one, bro. Let's watch it this weekend. Let's watch
Definitely.
It's going to be big. It's going to be big, man.
Definitely, bro. I'm looking forward to this, bro. Well, look, that was a nice little short and sharp NFL episode for you guys.
Yeah,
Hope you enjoyed that. Welcome back to the Sports After Party podcast.
Let's get it.
I'm a different type of rock star. I got class and I got Henny overflowing up my shot glass. And yeah, I know I'm not a keeper, but can you be my mama seater by the time I'm done with